down to the studio, and then different people, although it's confusing, different people, it's for one person twice, contacted us saying, I have to charge my card.
There's already one in the room.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, we're kind of keeping an eye out to see if they come back in. I don't know exactly. That's more like a Zach Nicker question. I think they just didn't figure out how this would be possible. Same thing.
Here we go. You are watching Guitar Quackery live from New York City, from Bob Elliott's Music Makers NY Music Studio. If you're new to this channel, this is the live auxiliary channel of Guitar Quackery. Guitar Quackery is a repair shop over there. You will see me inside the shop in a moment. But Guitar Quackery has an established YouTube channel called Guitar Quackery. But this isn't it. This is the live streaming channel. So if you want to catch me in real time, doing actual work on actual customers' guitars, you can feel free to subscribe to this channel. But these are unedited videos, so you know it's not for everyone. My customers get a link to these videos, and then yeah, I just sent a link to my customer, in fact, the owner of this guitar. And maybe he will log on and watch me work on his guitar. But obviously, you are now watching this live, unless you're watching the replay. And that's about it. The guitar on the bench is this one. It is an Epiphone Les Paul 100. Okay, it's got some issues. We need to change the nut, but also this tuner is not working. So we'll have a look at everything, and then we will deal with it. So for those of you who have watched these live streams in the past, you might know that I like to use a different microphone for the live streams. I like to use another one, which is a dynamic headset microphone, which cuts off all the background, or most of the background noises. But then you don't really hear the tools. So I like to use that when people are rehearsing in the music studios. So now it's relatively quiet, so I'm trying to use this microphone. But there might be background noises that you know, are making this experience less than ideal. We'll see. The live streaming thing is kind of experimental. Unlike other guitar channels, I actually do my job as I'm live streaming, which is kind of cool, I think. Well, the jury is still out on this one. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of thumbs down. And I believe I know why. Because people might see the recommended thumbnails to watch, you know, whatever it says, not repair like this one or whatever, and then it turns out to be a long, non-watchable, unedited video, you know, kind of hard to watch. And I can understand that, but this is why I'm emphasizing this is live streaming. And honestly, to be perfectly honest, I don't know how people can watch a talking head for 2 hours talking about guitars, but somehow they can't watch someone like myself do actual work on guitars for 2 hours. I don't know. Anyway, if live streaming isn't for you, that's okay. I do have the other channel, and this is why I keep them separate, so that this content does not confuse the content on the main channel. I do spend a lot of time editing the content on the main channel, and I don't want to kind of confuse the algorithm and my subscribers with this kind of content, because obviously subscribers who have subscribed to the main channel, they have not subscribed to this type of content. So I'd like to keep, you know, the two different types of content on two different channels, so that you or anyone else watching has the option to subscribe to either one or the other, or both if they wish, or if you wish to do so. All right, but I just want to make things clear. And if you don't like this type of content, you know, please don't just give it a thumbs down. That really doesn't help anyone. Just, you know, just move on to something else. I can't edit these videos and post. These are just live streams. Okay. Another thing, I am also live streaming. I hope I am live streaming outside in the hallway. This should be playing outside. All right. We do have a waiting area, and that's where I hope this is playing in real time, so people can actually see, like this guy walking by. Well, he actually works here, but you know, he would see me. He would see the program on the monitor in the waiting room and the lobby, and then maybe walk by and notice that I'm actually doing this work that was just shown, that is being streamed live as we speak. All right, so you're watching this live with a short delay, also known as latency. Now let's get to work. What will we be doing here? Three things. Okay, and let's talk about it. We will be doing three things. Okay, so first of all, I see I keep losing. Hold on, I have a app here that I need to keep open. Okay. All right. So first of all, we have a broken tuning machine. So this tuning machine is broken. If I keep tuning, it clicks back. Okay. If I perhaps I can zoom in on it like that. Focus, focus. So you will notice when I turn it, focus, focus, it clicks back like that. So we cannot tune the whatchamacallit, low E string. The other issue is the nut. The nut is really well, just not good. All right. And a picture tells the story. It paints 1,000 words, as the old Chinese philosophers said, according to the old Chinese proverb. And I am going to show you what I mean. We are looking at the high E string. I don't think I even need to explain that, this is not a good nut. I mean, the size of this string slot is just very much oversized. That's an understatement, okay? This is the B string. This is the G. D is kind of okay, and these are kind of okay, except that we also have a string height issue. which I'll show you now, just for the sake of keeping this thing well documented. I have here a set of feeler gauges, and here we can see the first two frets, right? So first thing that you need to do when you measure the height of the nut is to make sure that these frets are even against each other, right? So with the fret rocker, I already checked that. So the first 3 frets and 4 frets are even, which means we can use the second and first fret as a guide to measure the height of the strings. All right. Here I have a set of feeler gauges. I use this particular set for this particular test. This is an onion skin feeler gauge. When you push the string against the second fret, you want to see a little gap there. And here, as you can see, this doesn't pass. The B string is also getting stuck. The G string does have a gap, but the other two don't. The D string, hold on, let me enter from this side. So the D string does have a gap. The A string does not, as you can see. So even if I put it here and then push it down, you can see that it's getting pinched. You can see that, just like that. Now this one, we don't really know because I can't make the string tight enough to really measure. It's kind of tight. I think there is a gap, but it's irrelevant. 3 out of the 5 strings that we were able to measure are too low. Okay, and not to mention what I showed you through the microscope. This nut is really horrible. Now, just for fun, and just because I happen to have an audience, and because I happen to have this really cool microscope here, why don't we do something that's going to look really nice on this live stream, which is this. I am going to, so this inspection microscope can show you objects from all sides. I don't know how many degrees around, but not all sides, but from an angle. You can also see there's a gap between the fingerboard and the nut. And like I already said, this string slot is oversized. I don't know if repair tech maybe worked on this and try to file the string slots lower. But these were not filed properly. They were probably, whoever did this probably used a set of jeweler's files. I'm not sure. They weren't using proper nut files. And like I said, I'm also not happy with that gap between the nut and the fingerboard. It shouldn't be there, obviously. This is the, what are we looking at here? The A string. You can see some damage due to string changes, I guess. Or maybe it was the tech that worked on this nut that was just pulling the strings on and off like this at full tension in order to file the string slots. I don't really know. I am not a guitar detective, although I do happen to be, well, let me show you, the commissioner New York City Commissioner. You know what, right? So, yeah, I happen to be the New York City Commissioner of Guitar Affairs. So, in my capacity as the Commissioner for the New York City Department of Guitar Maintenance and Repairs. So, guitar business is serious business, and now we're going to do some serious work on this guitar. Okay, so enough talking. Let's get to work. I really can't do anything until I change this tuner. Now, I do have already prepared here a completely new set of tuning machines. It's all ready here. But I am going to remove this tuner. And why don't we just use this side camera since we have it? Okay. Like that. Okay. So it does spin in this direction. Interesting. Okay. But when I go in the other direction, it does hit a dead or whatever damaged tooth, I guess, on the pinion gear, on the internal pinion gear. Oh, I just saw it skip again, right? But what we might be able to do just to start working on the nut is this. We can shorten the string a little bit. We're going to do as much work as possible with the old strings on. So let's see if we can do this without changing the tuning machine yet. You see, now it's skipping. You see? But if I release tension and I go past that broken tooth, now I can put it at tension again. And here it is. And now it's probably going to skip again. Oh, no. Okay. But you see, I changed the length of the string. And here I have this thing that I can cut off. So let's trim it. I do have a set of tools that I use, okay, for my job. Okay, I got, well, I thought, I was hoping to have two options. I only have one option out of these two. So this is some kind of black material, but it is not Graphtec material, right? It's not graphite, it's black plastic. So I thought, maybe I can match the color and use a black nut. So this is called Black Tusk. It's a graphite-based composite material. But it turns out I can't use this exact one. I mean, they do come in different sizes. And I did look around. I could not find the right size. So I already took these measurements, but we are streaming, and people are watching. In millimeters, this is a caliper. Oh, by the way, yeah, zero it out. Well, by the way, I'll tell you later, this by the way business. Yeah, so we can measure this nut width. So now, this nut might be a little bit oversized. Okay, I can actually feel that. So I actually want to measure the width of the neck here. Now you see it's blinking. That's because I need to change the battery. Okay, sorry about that. But it's 43.24 millimeters, okay? And now, if we look at this, it says right here 42.05. So this one is not long enough. I know you can't see that, so let's use this camera, the microscope camera, and let's look at what it says here, okay? because there's some important information here, okay? Here we see that label that's here, okay? So first is the name of the product. Hold on, let me focus here, okay? This is it, okay? A black tusk nut, 6 strings, okay? Long, how long it is, length, width, and height. And string spacing, okay? So here we see 42.05 millimeters, which is the length, which is too short for our needs, okay? And then, you know, you have the width, which is irrelevant in our case now, and the height, and then the string spacing, completely irrelevant in our case right now, since it's too short. So we won't use that. So instead, I am hoping to use a different pre-slotted blank. This one, all parts, okay? And this is the product number. And, you know, again, why don't I show it through the microscope camera here? So you do need to be aware of the fact that a Les Paul by Epiphone does not have the same nut type as a Les Paul made by Gibson. So here it says, okay, nut for Epiphone. You see that? And that's the product number and the barcode. And you need to be aware of this for Epiphone. They do make similar products, pre-slotted blanks. They kind of look the same from a distance, but always look at the back. Some of them are for acoustic, and then it says right-handed, left-handed. BN, here it doesn't say that it's right-handed, but it is, okay? BN means bone nut, and then there's this number. Slotted. It should say right or left, right? But it doesn't. Okay. And then there's also for Gibson they make. I have it right there. I don't need to show you. I'm sure you trust me. And then there's for acoustic. Now, acoustic guitars, not just acoustic guitars, but guitars in general come in different sizes and require different nut sizes. Okay. Let me show you some useful tools. Here, this is a very useful tool. I recently acquired this, and I'm going to talk about this in a separate live stream. I did make one that I have at my fabrication shop in Brooklyn. I made one. It takes a lot of planning to make this the right way, okay? So I decided to buy this Stumac Excellent thing. Okay, this one is for the electric guitar. It's a really good product if you need to do a level crown and polish, for example, on the workbench, because you are supporting your neck in 2 spots, so you're not bending it. So if you are doing level crown and polish on the bench, this is really, really recommended. But we won't be using this for this project. We'll be using this Music Nomad. I think they call it Cube or something. And I'll show you why. Because we will be putting strings on and off a few times. So these are the old strings. They're very old, but I try not to change them until I really need to change them. But you see, you can do this, and same with this string, and same with this one. So this product you can buy on Amazon. And what I was going to tell you before was that I put some Amazon affiliate links in the description for some of the products or tools that I'll be using in this live stream. I am required to disclose the fact that they are Amazon affiliate links, which means that if you buy through those links, I will get paid a commission, but it will be a commission paid by Amazon, not by you. So it's at no extra cost to you. And going back to this view, you can see how this is convenient now, okay? I wish the strings were not in, I mean, they're very rusty, but it is what it is. I still want to save them if I can. So we'll be removing this nut. Oh yes, and there's an Amazon link for this caliper, also affiliate link, as I just mentioned. And there's an Amazon affiliate link for this set of diamond coated nut files, which I'll be using in this live stream. All right. And I just explained what these affiliate links are and how they work. Okay. Let's remove the truss rod cover. So, live streaming. I believe the customer is watching this because I did notice that somebody started watching not too long after I texted the link to the customer. But I already have subscribers to this channel, so if you are subscribed to this channel, you should get a notification, I believe, that I am live streaming. So the only way to catch me live in real time is to be subscribed to this channel. As I said at the beginning, this is not to be confused with the main Guitar Quackery channel, which does not have any live streams. Only this channel has live streams. Okay? Now, how are we going to remove this nut? Well, with a fine hammer, which I have here. So this is not a, honestly, you can use a heavier hammer. It doesn't hurt, but I have this one. And then we have, here, let's move this camera here. So we have a view of this nut. On a Gibson, you will have to make a little incision here, because on a Gibson it is sprayed after the nut is installed. But I believe the Epiphone is sprayed first and then the nut is installed, so you don't need to make an incision here. That's why there's no overspray on the side, as you would see on a Gibson. This is how it is. I just hope they didn't really super glue it, permanently. So let's see what we get if we tap it lightly. So I put this thing here. I make sure it's not lopsided, right? And then all I'm going to do is tap just a little bit. Now I do want to give you the good viewing experience, so you know what I'm doing here. And now I'm just going to switch to this view so that you can see the nut pop off if it cooperates. It moved. Okay, so this is a good time to just inspect, to not force anything, okay? Because we don't want to rush through any kind of nut removal. But, it's tight. Which is good. I see a little bit of chipping here. Okay, we need to save this. and reglue it. So I'm going to put a little bit of a super glue here after I remove the nut. So let me tap it again a little bit. These things happen. And you know, I am live streaming, so I'm not sanitizing any of this work. It is what it is. I'm trying to wiggle it back and forth to raise it up, right? So that I can lift it out of the nut shelf. So tilt in this direction, then tilt back. Just by pushing it like this. So the nut should never be glued permanently. Like now we need to remove it and we are struggling for no reason. And just to show you this view, I am just wiggling it and there it is, okay? As you can see, I'm really going to show you everything. So in repair shops, minor things, hopefully minor things, right, happen. Like I did chip off this little part of the finish. Let's look at it. It's not a big deal. It will be repaired. But now we will inspect everything so that you can see everything. Okay. Here, it's a nice view through the microscope. You can see here, I'm saving this. It's upside down, right? This is gonna go right here. And there's another little fracture here. I'm not sure if it was there before. I think it's a fracture that might have been there before from this screw, because this is poly finish. It's brittle, and if they didn't open this hole enough, if they didn't countersink it a little bit before forcing the screw inside, it tends to chip the finish like that. I believe this was here from before because there's a hole here, so obviously the nut was pushing this part of the finish here, but it wasn't pushing anything across the screw hole, obviously. Now on this side, this is a little bit of a, it's lifted, right? You can see that. So we'll just put a little bit of super glue. There's a little bit of chipping here. We'll just put a little bit of super glue here. Now let's have a look at the nut shelf. You can see all this glue. There's just too much glue. You can see the glue residue here, and it was pretty much permanently glued to the bottom of the nut. And now this glue, whatever they used, is so strong it actually held on to the material, and the material cracked, right, fractured. Now on this side of the nut shelf, we see a whole bunch of glue here, but it wasn't even glued onto the nut. And as you recall, there was a gap between the fingerboard and the nut. But even with the gap, the nut was not wiggling, simply because it was glued like this. Now, as I mentioned on a Gibson, the spray would be partially covering the front of the nut, and you need to make an incision before you remove the nut. But on an Epiphone, most Epiphones, that's not going to be the case. And here we can see, we can confirm this by looking at this nut here. You can clearly see that there was no overspray on this nut, nothing. So no incision to be made. The bottom of the nut is like this. So if I place it here on the nut shelf, we can examine it. All right. Yeah, that's that. So before we go any further, we want to repair. We want to do a little bit of finish repair. Because if we don't do it now, we are definitely going to lose that small piece. I need maybe tape, which I should have here, but I don't. And this is the nature of live streams. I might not have everything I need, so I need to go outside and get it. Okay, so if you excuse me, I am just going to get tape from here. I'll be right back, okay? So the guitar is here. I'm sorry, but I switched to the wrong camera. I was meaning to switch to this camera here. Yeah. And I'm just gonna be right back with some tape. Do you have a Scotch tape here? I'm here in the office out of there's no tape?
Or maybe
I thought there was always a dispenser here. Huh? I looked. Is it here? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So I borrowed some tape from the office there, and I might use it. Might. Okay. Let's put the tools away. It's a good habit to put the tools away. All right. Yeah, let me think a little bit. So once again, this is a live stream, so I'm doing all the thinking. There's options. I might not explain every step of the procedure. And I see that there's 8 people watching, so all right, thank you for watching. We did lose a few viewers. All right, no big deal. Okay. Okay, I need to reposition this microscope. It's slightly higher than it should be. Okay, that's better. So here, I want to make sure that it's going to be in focus for you. As you can see, this is that area. There's existing glue residue from Yeah, so I'm not really sure how they glued this or what they did, but this looks like glue residue to me. They clearly glued the headstock veneer on top of the thing. So we could do this in a couple of different ways. And I'm thinking what's the best option. So we want to flip it without really using the tweezers because we don't want to crack it, right? So we can place it here. Yeah, so the reason why I got this tape, just in case I need it, would be to pick up that little chip. Yeah. I'm just studying this and I'm thinking through this whole thing. We could use the tape to pick it up, right? Like that. But I'm thinking, right? We don't want the tape to be too sticky. So I'm making it less sticky by touching the surface. And then we don't want to get a squeeze out between the tape and the surface, right? We don't want to have squeeze out between the adhesive tape and the top of the headstock veneer. So let me think. All right. The glue I'll be using is CA glue, also known as super glue. And I will position this additional camera here in case I need to switch. Okay. I can try without the tape first to see if it works. All right. I have this loop, wire loop thing that I made from a string. So this can hold a small amount of glue, and I'm doing a dry run right now. How I might apply the glue here, not too much, and then once the glue is here, I might push this without the tape onto the glue, right? I might do that. Or I might pick it up with adhesive tape and just transfer it over there. And then when I push down, I might get squeezed out between the tape and this surface. So I don't know. I need to make a call. Maybe it depends on how much glue or how little glue I manage to put here. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Just like that. Okay, so you do have a nice view of this. So again, my dry run was like this. Or is it better like this? I'm just thinking, right? I'm just thinking. There's a little hair. Okay, I'm trying to remove it. It really doesn't matter, right? But yeah, I think I might do it. I might try to do it without the tape. Okay. So here's the glue. And now I have a small amount of CA glue here. Now, oops, you see I flooded it a lot more than I wanted. And I am going to soak up a little bit with a towel. And now let's just push. Now I think I can pick it up. See? That's not going as smoothly as I had hoped. So let's do it this way. It's like we're also dealing with static, which kind of picked up that little chip. And here, oh, come on. Okay, I don't want to talk through the whole thing, right? Because I need to focus on this. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if this is good or not. Look, it's not even holding it. Okay. We could do this. So now it's holding it together. And now I could just add some glue here and it's going to wick underneath. I'm not sure that this worked out too well. Because I can see some wicking here as well. And that's what I was trying to avoid. Yeah. Okay. Let's, sometimes you can do like a little French polish sort of thing. On the surface. Okay, so now this is what I'm doing. I'm keeping it clamped like this. And that's it. Let's just wait a few minutes. I need to close this container with one hand. So I'm pushing on the edge to hold it kind of clamped. It is super glue, so it shouldn't take too long for this to adhere. And I could hit it with accelerator. Well, it's giving me some trouble, to be honest with you. And I don't know why. So I think I'm going to have to use accelerator. Now before I use accelerator, I want to make sure that this one is completely closed. I'm just holding it without moving it, and I'm just going over the surface with my finger. I'm just looking at it kind of like this. Hold on, let me show you. Just like that. I'm just kind of looking at it. So we can always do a little bit of a surface repair afterwards. See how much of it is covered by the truss rod. We are magnifying this quite a bit, so everything looks magnified when you magnify things, right? Now if you hear this banging, those are the heat pipes banging. I'm still kind of keeping it clamped. I mean, I'm pushing on it. Yeah, I don't want to move it just yet. I don't want to release my grip, because I don't want it to move if it's doing its thing as we speak, right? All right. Oh, I mean, I don't think this is bad. Yeah. Why don't we just let it sit like this? We have this now. We'll clean up later. We want to clean this up later, but I don't want to disturb this, right? So I could wick a little bit of glue in this corner, but I don't know. Oh, it's still moving. Look at that. So the reason why it chipped was because we can see all this super glue. They didn't glue it really nicely to begin with. So there were all these air pockets. So this part was not really firmly glued to begin with, which is why it chipped. And yeah, so I guess I need to put some more super glue between the two surfaces. So let's put some here. And now it's getting soaked into this direction, I hope. Yeah, I just saw it pass through this little open crack there. All right. So this took a minute. I do want to hit it with the accelerator because I don't want to wait here for too long for this thing to be completely cured. But before we spray the accelerator, I want to move this to a different place, far away from here, where I'm going to be spraying. To be honest, I kind of like to spray it outside. And that's exactly what I'll do. So let's move this case away. And I don't have a camera there that will show exactly what I'm doing, but basically I'll just spray a little bit of accelerator here, okay? So I have a workbench here as well. It's not really a workbench, but it's where customers place their guitar cases, okay? This is a glue boost accelerator. That's it. And it smells bad. Now, if I can smell it, this means it's in the air. And if you have an open container of super glue in the same space, then this smell that's in the air, these vapors are actually going to come into contact with the super glue. And this is why I sprayed it outside. Now it is open space here. I can kind of smell it, but I want it to dry up on the outside. All right. So once again, you're watching Guitar Quackery Live. We are fixing the nut on this Epiphone, and we will be using a bone nut. Next thing, we need to remove the super glue from the nut shelf, or whatever glue they used. And for that project, I will use the heat gun and a small chisel. And this is another product I can link later in the description, and the chisel as well. So that if you want to buy the same tools, you can just click on the links on the Amazon affiliate links. Okay, I think I can bring the guitar back inside. Yeah, I mean, the truss rod cover will cover most of it anyway. This is the truss rod cover right here. So most of it is happening in this corner here. There's a little bit of this exposed here, and we can have a peek through the microscope so we can clearly see. Now keep in mind, this is a microscope. It really enlarges everything, and it really doesn't look like this in real life. But we have this fracture here extending, and here. I don't know if this is my super glue. I can't remember if there was something there before, but I can scrape it off later at some later time. I just don't want to disturb this right now. Right now let's focus on removing the old glue from the nut shelf. How about that? This channel is not monetized, so oh, people are, yeah, 30 minutes to remove a nut. I know, not always. That's Steven. Yeah, you never know. And Brian says it's a privilege to be able to watch a master. I don't know. Where's the master? But yeah, thank you. I am all about sharing. I mean, this is not really intellectual property. At the end, it's manual work, but there is a craft to it. I wouldn't say an art, craft, and it needs to be passed on. And we have this wonderful thing called the internet and YouTube, and we could use it to spread knowledge and positive messages, which is what I'm trying to do here. Okay? And I am happy if you are happy, and if you have passion in this line of work, or if you like to tinker, and if you learn something, this is happening in real time. Okay, I think it's kind of difficult to watch live streams in replay, but here you're watching me in real time with a very small delay known as latency. Let's look at the tools. Zoom out first here. This tool is a 3mm chisel, micro chisel. Okay, and this one is kind of like for semi rough work, kind of like for removing the glue. It says there's a number 3 here, and that's what it means. 3mm in size, which is about 1/8 of an inch. It's almost the same. And the other tool that I'm using is this heat gun. This is an adjustment for the airflow, and the plus and minus is the adjustment for the temperature. And there's an on and off switch. Right now it's off. And it comes with nozzles, and this nozzle is like this. It focuses the heat here. Make sure if you use this kind of heat gun that you don't hold it like this, or that you don't accidentally touch it like this, because this is really, really hot, right? So the idea is to warm up the glue, soften it, and then remove it with the chisel. And I'll be doing this right now. Sometimes it looks really cool if you have a microscope. And yeah, but I do need to reposition everything, because in this case I need to work this way. So the cleanup of the nut shelf can take a while. And I think this will be a separate live stream, because as Stephen, was it, pointed out? Yeah, Stephen, 30 minutes to remove the nut. Yeah, because we chipped the finish. So, and because I'm talking. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I was saying, so this channel isn't monetized, but if you feel that this is helping you in any way, and if you feel that I've earned a cup of coffee, there's a link below that says buy me a coffee. And yeah, I'm grateful if you do it, and if you don't do it, that's totally fine. Thank you if you do, and if you don't worry about it. That's that. Because on monetized live streams, people can hit that super chat button, right? And one day, this channel might get monetized, and it'll be different then, right? So let's do this. Yeah, you see a close-up of this. I will try to remove this chunk first. There's the heat gun, and now I turn it on, and it's blowing hot air. And here I can try to lift it up with a chisel as it gets hot. I am in fact observing this through the optical system of the microscope, not on the screen, but through the eyepieces. And because it is a stereoscopic microscope, I actually see it in 3D, but you don't see it in 3D. I'm sure one day YouTube will have a 3D feature, but you know, it'll have to be a different microscope as well. I'm not sure if I'm lifting any fibers. Obviously, I don't want to warm up this part. So most types of glue do soften up with heat. And as I'm sure you know, you can use a heat gun to remove paint as well. Let's say if you are stripping paint from an old window frame or something, just make sure it's not leaded paint. It's not really cooperating nicely, but it is getting soft, okay? When guitars are built or repaired, a good builder or a repair technician will think of the next person that might need to be servicing the instrument. Obviously, that doesn't cross their minds at the Epiphone factory. Now, I'll need to glue this as well. I'll have to wick some glue here. This is also lifted, right? I wish I had a even smaller nozzle. Yeah. Sometimes, depending on the type of glue, sometimes it gets really, really soft, and you can just rub it off. Not this glue, apparently. Yeah. Okay. And now, this piece here, I want it removed. Oh, come on. Okay, and now I can scrape it like this. There's still a small piece of glue right here. Okay, so this is not too bad. Yeah, quite all right, I think, for now. And now I am going to work on that was the treble side, so now the bass side. All right? Let's have a look at that. So obviously, I just glued this piece, and actually, I want to do something else first. This is very hot. It continues to blow until it cools off. So it continues to blow air. All right. I want to take a jeweler's file. I got some files here as well. Let's see. I got so many files. Which file would work best? Let's see. Maybe this file. Yeah, this file, the Fred Guru file. Okay, cool. Oh, and maybe this StuMac file as well. I'll show you that. All right, so first, let's look at the files. This is a great file. I'll put a link to this file. This is for fret ends. Okay, I'll put a link to this file later. So all the tools that I'm using, I'll remember to put links. Yeah, we'll talk about this file in another live stream when used for fret ends. But right now, all I want to say is there's a file on this side and a file on this side, and I want to kind of just hit the edge of that veneer. You see, very lightly. Okay, and another file that is good for this, I think, is this one. That's a StuMac, also fret end file. So I think both of them are good for this job. So what I'm thinking is that there's a chance that that this little veneer is actually overlapping this edge, and that there's a little bit of a lip. And with a file, and you see it says Fred Guru on a file, right? That's pretty cool. I just want to remove that lip, okay, before we do anything else. Because that lip, if it's there, is a potential point of failure, right? We can somehow knock the veneer out of place, I think, if there's a lip, right? And I believe that now it's pretty smooth. If there was a lip, it was very minimal. There is a little bit of material that was removed here. You can see it here. Although the veneer is black, when it becomes a powder, it looks like this, right? But that came from the side here. And I will continue this until I feel that this is... So I definitely feel that in this case, the Fred Guru file is a better choice than the StuMac file, because it sits nicely on the shelf, okay? So that it doesn't tilt like this. And by comparison, this file is more likely to tilt, okay? So I want to use this file. Now my grip on this file is like this, okay? So I'm just pushing it down a lot and pushing it in this direction a little, okay? How should I explain that? So that it's firmly seated on the shelf. Okay. And now I can roll it like this just to hit that edge a little bit. And I think we're good. So now I want to clean this part of the nut shelf and this surface here, which is the face of the fingerboard. I believe there's also a little bit of glue left here on the face of the fingerboard, or maybe not. Let's see. No, I think that's actually good. Okay. So let's blow some hot air here. And I'll come from this side. So this is glue, right? Hardened glue. Let's see if it gets soft. And we do have some glue here that we want to remove. You can see how it's peeling off. So it looks like there was not much. But you can see how it's getting soft here, right? Let's zoom in on that detail. You see it's getting soft. So I want to remove as much glue as I can with this method. I think there's a whole bunch of glue here. And yeah, let's put this away. And now we'll use the back of the chisel. So if you watched my one of my previous live streams, I put together this thing that I'm about to show you. It's sandpaper, right? Glued to the back of the chisel, and it's a perfect right angle, right? So what I can do is I can simply do this and just clean the shelf. But once again, you want to remove as much glue as possible before you do this sanding or filing or whatever it is that you plan on doing. I prepared this for a neck for a jazz bass, so you can watch that. I'm doing a refret. You can watch the replay of that. So the challenge is to keep this as straight as possible. And because it's sandpaper, you can go in any direction. I also like to use, you know what, let me close this door so the boogeyman doesn't come. Well, the boogeyman can still come through the window. But yeah, we wanna clean it, and we wanna clean this sandpaper as well. I can't remember what grit sandpaper it is, but once again, I'm going to put a link in the description. I can't put it during the live stream. There are some links there already, but I didn't think of everything. So after the live stream. Yeah, so most customers are not aware of the fact that it's not a quick job to change a nut. Now, normally I don't spend this much time cleaning the nut shelf, but you know, this time it's like that. Yeah. It looks pretty good. Here it is through the microscope. Focus, focus. Where's the focus? Okay, zoom in. We see the surface here. Yeah, I mean, we want it to be straight. We don't want to remove too much material. I think this is good, right? This is the sandpaper. I think the grip is important, right? With two hands, and obviously this is very sharp, so you gotta be careful with that. Oops, look at that. Now this is coming off. So I knew this was gonna happen because it was already yeah, I was already kind of chipping off. So let me think. I could fix it now, or I could fix it later. I gotta make sure not to lose it. Let's fix it now. Yeah. So right now, I wanna do this. I'm holding it down with this, and I'm cleaning the dust. I'm gonna blow. And what I'll do this time, I guess a slightly different technique. I will align it, hold it down like maybe like this, and then put a little bit of glue there. Actually, I wanted to zoom in and let it wick under this veneer. Okay. All right. Maybe that's how I should have done the other one as well. I don't know. Where is my super glue? Oh yeah, I put it away, right? Well, you are right, Brian. I'm handy at most things, and a detail model builder, but I was always apprehensive about transferring those skills to the guitar until I started watching you. Really? Okay, thank you. Okay, so Pro Formula. Same thing. Okay. I don't know how much camera switching I can do. I only have two hands, right? So I think I'll show you everything this time from the side. Yeah, let's focus as best as we can. Okay. That's it. And so I know my hand is in the way. Well, that didn't work. Okay, so same thing. We'll put some glue here, and yeah, I guess I can show you this. I mean, you can clearly see that this surface is glossy, and so this was never really glued. This part of the veneer was never glued properly on the headstock. Okay, so let's just put some glue on this surface. Too much. Yeah. Actually, that's good. Now it's going under the other part of the veneer, right? And this way I can use this to soak some of it away and just push this piece here. And hold it down. And now I'll use, I gotta switch hands, I guess. I'm holding it down, pushing it down. Do a little French polish. For now. And same thing, I'm just pushing it down like this, holding it, observing through the microscope, although I can't switch the camera now. Yeah. Look at that, you know, it's still a little bubbly. It's simply because the two surfaces aren't straight. So I don't have a choice. I really need to flood it with this. I know I'm not talking now, but I'm trying to focus on the work. And a little bit here, because I can see a little open gap there. I think I can see an open gap. Okay. So now we want to just leave it like this. There's a little bit of separation here, I think. Yeah. And now I just flooded it. All right. We'll see. Once again, I just want to spray it with the accelerator outside. Let me put it outside. Where to put the accelerator? Here? Okay. Once again, we want to put the glue away, far away from the spraying area. And here, Let's spray it here.
This is one
Okay, that's enough. Now let's talk about the not blank. Where I put it. No. I can smell it all the way here. So I hope the super glue doesn't go bad. It really can go bad. You can find it all hardened inside the container. Well, this is why it came from a bigger container. I put it in a smaller container. The actual bigger container is not even here. It's all the way in the other room. The nut blank. All parts. Here it is. Let's open it. So I don't know how many of you joined this live stream now, but I was saying we are fixing an Epiphone, and this nut blank is for the Epiphone, not for the Gibson. It's not the same. Oh, come on. This is so annoying, this packaging. You know, what I like to do with these, and I actually have a lot of them, I like to save them. They come in handy, these little containers. And they come in two sizes, two different depths. Just like that, and then I clip these corners like that. So now I'm sure you're hearing the band. If it gets too loud, I guess let me know. I can switch microphones. All right. So this is for the Epiphone. I'll just quickly show it again, just in case you missed the beginning. It says right here, not for Epiphone, okay? Not for Gibson, not for the acoustic. I believe they make 3 kinds of bone nuts, okay? For Epiphone, in this case. And this little container, it comes in handy for little screws or whatever. I have a whole bunch of them. Some of them are there, some of them are there. I kind of have a habit of saving some of them. Yeah. So it is a nut blank. And yeah, we need to bring the guitar in now. Let's put this away. And I guess we'll use the files now again, because now we moved that chipped off piece. Okay. Hi, how are you? Just a moment. Is the music too loud? Yeah, I know I can get black CA glue. I have it right there. I have it right here. Thank you, Brian. Yeah. We might use it as well. Yeah, let's see. Now let's worry about the nut. Oh yeah, we might. I'm going to check if I need to file that edge down. Okay, so same thing. A Fred Guru file. Yeah. And I guess I could use it like this as well, right? So it has two sides. This is the round safe edge, and this is the really sharp edge. So I'm using the sharp edge in that corner. Okay. And now I flip it just to clean up that corner over here on the face of the fingerboard. And I can clean the face of the fingerboard like this. I'm scraping it now. And I do have the habit of cleaning my files all the time as I work. Yeah, you can get black CA glue, and you can also make it. Maybe I make a live stream about that one day. That would be interesting. Yeah, I'll try to come up with interesting live streams so it's not always setups and thread work and nuts, right? Okay. Now let's see how it fits. Sorry, this is the view, yeah? I wish it was a little bit tighter, to be honest with you. But, you know, it is what it is. It would be better if it was tighter. Now, what we want to examine is how it sits. So I want to look at this edge and this edge here through the microscope. So let's rotate the camera. I'm sorry, the guitar. And that's not really good. Okay. Let's look at the other side. It looks better on this side. But on this side here, there's room for improvement, yeah? What I think I'm seeing is some junk right there that we should remove, and too big of a gap here, okay? So this is not really touching the wood here. There's some junk there that we need to remove. And let's do it. And I can see the junk, right? We can see it right there. So that's the junk right there. Okay. And now I wanna lower this part of the nut shelf a little bit. Once again, I have sandpaper here, right? Now I could use the Thread Guru file in this direction. So that's the file. That's the sharp corner right there. Yeah, I am clearly already spending more time on this than anticipated. It's not uncommon in the guitar repair shop, but you know, I can't just fill it with epoxy or anything like that. You know, I just need to do what's right. So this is a little bit better here. It seems like now the nut shelf is more even in terms of height, but this corner has the little step there or something, right? Look at that. And it's not seated all the way. We have a little bit of chipping here. It is microscopic, okay? The gap is bigger here than here still. Oh, all right, so just I'll keep checking and adjusting. So to get rid of that little step, I think I might want to use this Thread Guru file in that corner. I don't want to push hard too much. Push down too hard. Just like that, okay? And now here. Sorry, this is really not a quick job. And I'm using that sharp corner of the chisel just to make sure I have a good clean corner at the bottom of the nut shelf. I wish it was a little bit tighter, right? Normally I like to get my these kind of nuts that are inside of a slot tight so that they can be just held by friction. This one isn't like that. Okay. Easier like this. That is a much better fit, I believe. But not 100% yet. So I think that we are a little bit high here in this area, which is why I will use this chisel as a scraper. Just like that. I think I can even feel a little bump here. Okay, so there's a microscopic amount of wood that I was able to remove by scraping. Right? And now let's place the nut here. Well, we want to clean the surface. Make it flush and have a look. Small improvement. Let's scrape it some more. Okay, small amount. Clean up. Let's look on the other side. It's kind of the same. There is something else that we can do. We can actually make this surface slightly concave to get better contact here and here. And in fact, I'm leaning in that direction right now. So this is a radius fingerboard, and we can just put a piece of paper there. I'm sorry, sandpaper. Here, this is used. But it's still good. 400 grit. Like that, and we want to take a pencil and just draw a line, just like that, so we see what we're doing. So we're using this curved surface just to remove some material from the bottom of the nut. Okay, this is where we've removed. Now we don't really want to, this is a 12-inch radius fingerboard. We don't want to make this 12-inch radius, but we just want to use this surface to remove some material from the bottom to get a better fit on the two sides. Okay, let's just check. This is it. I mean, I think it's a small improvement. And we can do some more. Okay, just from here. Another thing we can do is we can hit the corners, but again, not all the way to the edge, just in the middle part. Just like that. Just a little bit. Okay, because it's easier to make these corners a bit round than to make the these corners, internal corners, 100% clean and sharp. Okay, let's have a look. I'm still not happy with this. Okay, so I think I'll continue. So let's see what we're hitting when we go this way. Okay, I think I need to use another blank, but this one is All right. So the way that I would want to get this is like this. So completely tight, so that I can kind of even lift it almost. And this blank isn't it. Now I'm not gonna cut another blank from scratch, because that really changes the whole project and the budget. Yeah, but I'm not 100% happy with this just yet. So let's take some sandpaper, which I have here. Is this it? I had another piece right here. Okay. And X-Acto blades. This is my set of X-Acto blades. So you can buy this on Amazon as well, but this one, I cut myself on it once. It's a really stupid box. So now I learned my lesson. I always use this tool to pull it out. And here, let's prepare this sanding block, which is going to be made out of, where did I put that nut? Not this one, but oh, here it is, the actual one, right? So I'm going to glue some sandpaper to the bottom. All right. It's self-adhesive. Make sure it's clean. Right. So instead of trying to match the edge, I am using an oversized piece of sandpaper and then trimming. And the trick is not to cut too deep when we're doing this trimming. I know the camera's in the wrong position for you, but I just need to finish this job. There you go. I don't really like to do it this way, but I think in this case it might be the appropriate technique. Okay. All right. Let's put this away before I cut myself. So now I have this nut with sandpaper at the bottom. Now I did already make it a little bit concave. I don't think it's really going to make a big difference in this whole thing. And now I just want to do this. So let's slide it back. My hands are going to be covering some of it, but this is the idea. I'm using this thumb to push it down, and I'm using these two fingers to move it back and forth a little bit, right? And I'm not pushing hard. And now let's look at this, and we see where we have the high spots. Okay. Same thing, I'm pushing down. I just noticed that my laptop battery is running out. Oh. I don't know if I'm still live or not. I gotta check. I ran out of battery juice. Let's see. Am I still live? I think I'm still live. I just don't see anything on the screen here. Still see you. Okay. But my computer is dead. I don't know how I'm still live if my computer's not even on. How does that work? You're offline. Check your connection and try again. That's what the computer says. But you can see me. I don't know. It says I'm offline. Power saving mode, maybe? Maybe. Okay. All right. My charger is on a timer. Because it's not good to overcharge the battery, but I forgot about it. All right. No problem. Somehow it's still working. Okay. So this might be an annoying experience, right? Because I might have to remove this sandpaper just to check and then put another piece. But I'm trying to read the bottom of this, which I can also show you from this angle. So you see where the high spots are, okay? And now let's look at the shelf. You can see a faint pencil line here. And what do we have here? Still a pencil line here, like that. All right, so let's do some more. And now let's have a look. Interesting. It's like it didn't do anything. Okay, so I have a high spot here in the corner, which is this here. and a high spot in this corner here. And I think I can see this freshly exposed surface, right? Okay. I'll buy that. I think I need to do some more sanding before I remove the sandpaper. I could also put the sandpaper the other way around, right? I could put it on the nut shelf and sand down the bottom of the nut. Kind of like fitting an archtop bridge. Okay, now it's catching both sides, but still, that's a gap, right? I believe, and that's on this side here. So, some more sanding. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more. Interestingly, it's not removing this pencil line. It is removing the pencil line here, but not on this side, or maybe here in the middle, okay? All right, so just a little more. Okay. Yeah. Looks like you're still seeing me. I mean, I can see this on the phone. Or you are more magical than you admit. I don't know. It's working. But my computer screen is off. I think I need full touch down here before I remove the sandpaper, right? That's this part here. So once we place the nut properly on the work on the on the nut shelf, we'll put the strings back on, and then we'll file. I mean, I really don't like it that it's not tight, because that means I need to use more glue than I really want to. Okay. I really hope to hit the bottom soon. I was pushing more on this side this time, so you can see there's more powder here. Because that's where I think I need to focus the pressure. Okay, I could risk it and remove this I don't know. Well, I can definitely see the scratches from the sandpaper in this direction. And here all the way through. So there's still a little area here with a pencil mark. And I think I want to do one more pass, maybe two more passes. Let's examine the bottom of the nut shelf. So, although there is a little pencil mark left right here, I can see scratches going in this direction, and I really don't want to make it deeper. So this is all scratched up all the way to the edge. A little pencil mark left here. Now the question is, are these four corners sharp enough? Because this technique doesn't really reach the corners too well. Let me check my computer. It's asking me for the password. Oh, it's on. Okay. And let me reset the timer. I think it's on a 10-minute timer, my charger. All right. So I thought we lost connection, but I was mistaken. Yeah, let's see what we got. All right. Okay, I don't feel any glue residue there. Make sure it's all clean. Okay, now the moment of truth. Look, I don't think it's going to get any better than this with this hand fitting approach. So the treble side is really good, right? On the bass side, well, there are two little discrepancies, right? One is right here, and the other one is that little corner there. But to be perfectly honest, I think I think we're good on this guitar. Now let's put the strings back on. I might need to use a set of sacrificial strings. Let me see. 11 people watching. Thank you for watching. So maybe these live streams are a good idea. I don't know. It's experimental. I just hope this nut isn't too low, because if it is, I need to cut a new nut from a blank. As I was saying, I might have to put a set of sacrificial strings. I hate wasting strings, so I'll try with these, but they are rusty, which, you know, isn't ideal. That's the broken tuner, but yeah. Okay. I'm not tuning to pitch. I'm just kind of like, you know, putting some tension on the strings. As you can see, I'm putting some tension on the one side and the other. And then we'll check the height. And then we'll know. We'll know more. So if everything goes according to plan, went according to plan, this nut should be higher than what we really want. I'm just doing a quick tap test. Yeah, there are gaps. Okay, so minimal gaps. But there are gaps. The gaps are minimal on this side. They're higher on the other side. Okay. But I do have a little gap. I need to put my ear here. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear this. The microphone is right here. So I don't think I'll need to file this string slot at all. The other ones are definitely higher. So what do we do next? I really wonder if I should put a set of new strings to file the nut. Let's have a look. There's some rust, mostly here. I guess it's okay. Alright, I guess it's okay. Yeah. Let's see. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 26 minutes and 55 seconds. Oh man. So this gave me some issues. Now I wonder if I should end it here and then start another live stream. And I think that would be a reasonable thing to do. I only need like a 2-minute break, to be honest with you. So, friends, if you want to continue watching, I'll take a 2-minute break. Just clean up my bench a little bit, and then I will continue, because this is going to be an archived live stream that's already 2.5 hours long. Yeah, so why don't we do this? So if you're still watching, I think maybe you like this, so make sure you click the like button, right? And I will end it here, and then in about 2 or 3 minutes I will be back. Thank you very much.